evening, everyone. My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. It's time for This Week in Boxing, where we give you the news, reviews and the facts from the past week. Before we get to the news, let me finish something that started last week.
Ooh. On your knees, my slave, on your knees. Well, you present me.
There you go, everyone. There you go. Beauty in the bottle.
It is.
There you go.
You know what? Cheers, dude. Cheers.
No problem, mate.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, me and Ryan, such. Have you got one as well?
Well, I went to the shop, I saw this one as well. This Remy Martin 1738. So I thought I bought this one for myself.
Ah, you taking the piss. So I didn't get no box of mine.
No, you're not covered the box. This is yeah, this is beautiful.
That is a beautiful bottle. I can't, let me see that. That's a beautiful bottle. Wow.
So I lost, but I'm still a winner.
All fair in love and war, and I'd like to give you the opportunity to get your bottle back or another bottle back. I'm trying to think of a big fight coming up.
Nah,
where we're definitely not going to agree. I can't think of a fight that's coming up.
Don't worry, one will turn up, and then, you know.
Fury Klitschko could be an interesting one. Yeah. So we might have a chance there. But no, thank you very much, and I shall definitely toast to my success later.
Yeah. Let's go with last night fights, and let's start with Chagaev versus Lucas Browne. Well done, Lucas Browne. I thought he pulled it off. It was tough. It was close. But he was on his way to losing. Yeah. And he pulled it out the back. He done what a big man does, which was try to fight, try to put the pressure on, and when he landed well. Yeah. But let's be fair and look at the actual performance. Lucas Browne looked in the best shape he's ever seen. I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
He's definitely trained hard for this fight.
Nigel Ben, innit?
Chagaev didn't look in particularly good shape. Looked very portly round the belly. But still, Chagaev was able to outbox, hurt and drop Chagaev, shot Browne with left hand.
In the 6?
Yeah, hurt and dropped him, and he was hurt. He was literally really hurt. Really hurt. And cut Browne again. Browne was cut above the eye as well. Browne always gets cut, but yeah. When you train your best, or when you're in your best shape ever, and someone like Chagaev, who's a very good fighter, but like I said, not in the best shape, still gives you problems, I think you have to fight to your attributes. Which is, don't try to box with him, you have to fight him.
I said, and I predicted Chagaev would win, so I'm not going to pretend I didn't. My argument was that I thought Lucas Browne was limited. And that argument still stands for me. I do think, in watching that performance, he's a very... You know what it is? You can't try and change a boxer into a puncher and a puncher into a boxer overnight. It's just not the way. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah. Remember when Ricky Hatton had Floyd Mayweather Senior? Yeah. And he tried to do things. Yeah. That's Ricky Hatton. Yeah. It was like, what are you doing? Yeah. That's not you. You're in there. Unfortunately, it's to go and take a few to land a few. Yeah. And I think like maybe the tactics were quite wrong. They tried to make Lucas Browne box at stage. And I was thinking, Chagaev looked porky. Just get in there and mash him up.
And bully him.
Yeah, just get in there and bully him. And I think he done that in the latter rounds when I think it got to desperation. Yeah. And I'm happy for him. It opens up doors. But if you're other heavyweight contenders out there, you're not looking at it as that fearful. Yeah. Even with a punch, you're still thinking, I can box this kid, or I can knock him down. There isn't much to fear. But I'm happy for him. He's a champion that will fight any other champion. And look, if Fury gets past Klitschko, that's a fight that could happen. Yeah, there's fights out there for him now, but
the others have to recognise him now.
They do, but
they have to.
You know what it is? It's with boxing nowadays, and we've said it. It's not just that. You can't just bring the belt to the table. I mean, Kell Brook's struggling with that. You got to bring a lot more. You got to bring TV dates. You got to bring money. You've got to bring so much more to the table and say, "This is what I'm offering." And right now, he brings a belt. That's all he really brings. You know what I mean? He's never going to fight in Australia. You know, he's not got a home. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, can he sell out I don't know if Lucas Browne can sell out 40,000 next Johnson.
I get your point. Yeah.
So it's a lot more that he needs to bring to the table. But regardless, I'm happy that he got.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy. He won. Like I said, I was just a bit miffed with the tactics in the sense where I said he looked in tremendous shape. He looked slim. He looked strong. He looked athletic. He looked fast as well in terms to his normal fighting style. He was on his toes a bit. You're in such great shape. And you nearly gave it away by fighting the wrong fight. You know what I mean? When I said he should have been, I think Chagaev showed he's still dangerous. Because then he dropped him down. But I think he shouldn't have waited so long to actually put the gas down when he saw the conditions Chagaev was in.
Yeah, I think there might just be nerves. This is the big fight on the big stage, in front of probably his biggest crowd. I think nerves, even at 36, will play a big part.
No,
and
this is the one that had yet to win. I'm on the hat to count.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah.
Let's go to the UK and let's go with the Yafai brothers.
Yeah.
Gamal Yafai. Good performance. Got cut early in the fight.
4th round.
But I was at a family party when the fight was on, so I was watching it, but with no sound. That 3rd round with no sound was tremendous. It looked like, without the commentary, it looked like back and forth. They were both going at it really, really hard. And when I was watching it, I was thinking, guess what? Rounds like that is what could be added onto my round of the year type list. It looked like a tremendous fight. Good stoppage. Where does he go from here?
It's tough at those lower weight classes because it's not like, with all due respect, you just don't get many men that size walking around. Like just in general. So like, he's got a Commonwealth strap, and I think that's his 9th fight. Yeah. And the gentleman he's fighting was his 9th fight. So that shows, you know what I mean, you're fighting for Commonwealth belts in your 9th fight. That doesn't really happen at the higher weight classes. So it's going to be a case of Eddie Hearn having to kind of rein it in a little bit, because you don't want to already get European shots and, you know, slow it down a little bit. There's things to work on, but one thing Gamal Yafai definitely has is heart, power. He threw his shots in combinations yesterday. I mean, he 3 or 4 punch. When he knocks his opponent down in the
which one?
5th round.
Well, yeah.
Then it went to the corner. Yeah. As soon as the guy got up off his stool, he was on him straight away. There wasn't no case of let me see if he's still hurt. It was bang, 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 and that's a guy that throws with bad intentions. And I feel like a super bantamweight, give him, I said 18 months on Twitter. I'd love to see what he does in 18 months.
He needs a little bit more experience though, because when he was going for the stoppage, he didn't work the body at all. He was going pure headshot, and all he needed to do was go for the body a little bit more. And he could have got the stoppage quicker. And so I think he went about another 2 minutes after that, where he kind of chased him around to get him, and he finally did get him. But yeah,
I don't know if that's an experience thing, you know, because I watch guys that are 47 and 5 and they go for the headshot straight away. So I don't know if it's a mentality I don't know if it's a case of boxing brain, take a step back, i.e. a Terence Crawford type thing, and have a look and then go. I just feel like everyone seems to think that the head's the thing people go for. It's just
it was clearly open for the body, clearly open. I don't know if it's, it could be not experience, it could be just, you know, the fire of the fight. You know, you're there in the fight, and you see the opportunity, you want to go for it. But sometimes, like I said, you've got to be smarter, and I think that's where you get good to great boxers. Where you have a very good boxer, and they see it, but the great boxers think about it.
He's a fighter. He's a pure fighter. The guy was down when he was getting counted out, and he was like, "Get up!" He was like, "Come on, get up, get up." I was thinking, my God, most fighters are saying, "Stay down, stay down." He was like, "Get up, get up." So he's gonna go places. I really do feel he will go places. It's just a case of matchmaking him carefully that he doesn't fight a monster in only his 10th or 11th fight, but he will go places.
I missed the Keifi fight. I was driving back.
I'll say something about the guy's opponent, and I can't remember his name. I think it was from Nicaragua. They said he was 21, he looked about 31. But I just don't know what hunger, apart from a paycheck, I really don't know what hunger you're coming over to fight Keifi for. I'm not trying to say these are kind of dodgy setup fights, because they are and they're not. They aren't. No one knows this kid. Keifi has not got a world title. Yes, he's ranked, but it's not like you beat Keifi and you're fighting for a world. You know. So I always wonder what the motivation is. You know, you come over with just 2 people, you get paid well, you eat well, you go back home. And you got paid, and I just feel like
it's not giving you nothing.
I don't think so.
It has zero value as a sparring session.
It was a sparring session. He put him down in the first, and then he put him down straight away. I mean, the guy got up, rallied a bit and then it went down again. And I kind of felt like, if that's what a 7-week training camp... Look, some people are happy when they knock some guys out in the first round. I get that. But if I'm doing a 10-week training camp and I've paid sparring partners and I've done this, and then that's the opponent they put in front of me, I'm like, please. Yeah. Again, at the low weight division, I think Keifi is a super flyweight. So again, I get that, you know, there's not much around at that low weight division, but still, Eddie Hearn needs to find something better than that.
There are rankings for a reason. There are good fighters out there. You just got to go out there and put the money down for it.
This is it. And I just feel like Keifi, through injuries or whatever, he's kind of stalled a bit, and I feel like he now needs to kick on. Obviously, the big fight initially was supposed to be Paul Butler. And Paul Butler's lost it, you know what I mean? So that's kind of...
He's been kind of floating around. He's been fighting the highest opposition since...
I think they're talking about a world title fight next. We'll see.
So I think the problem is like, I think you've got a lot of these fighters, like, especially like the Keifi fighters, that are good fighters, they're decent draws, but I don't think you want to put the money down right now because you're not main eventing or headlining cards.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean? Whereas like it's all good to say we're going to put you on the second or the third, but you're not hitting big cards, you're not hitting, so you're putting a lot of money out and you can't guarantee what rewards you're going to get back.
No, I 100% agree with you. That's a very good point because you're right. They'll look at ticket sales, they'll look at TV spikes and, you know, viewing, and they think, okay, is it worth me paying someone $750,000 to come over here? Yeah. When unfortunately I don't get that back from you, Kel. So as good as you are, I'm not seeing that. Yeah. So I understand that. That makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
All right, let's go with Sam Edgington versus Bradley Skeete. I thought the fight would be close. I thought Edgington showed me in the past 3-4 fights that he's matured a lot, he's grown a lot, and he has something. And I thought that it wasn't that what I saw, it's I thought that he's grown so much in the next 2-3 fights. He's proved he could get dropped early in his last fight and come back and win every round. And I thought, guess what? He might have something a little special behind him that could take him a little further. Not that I was wrong, but I have picked the wrong person. Bradley Skeete has the specialness. Yeah, that was a tremendous performance from Bradley Skeete. And when you look at round 7, it was one of those rounds there where you could just destroy a fighter's willpower, destroy the desire. The way he made Edgington miss, slip punches, pot shot, counter shot, spin him around, done everything you could do to someone to, I wouldn't say humiliate, but take away their fire. I mean, tremendous performance from Bradley Skeete, tremendous. I don't know what to say.
No, it was a phenomenal performance. I picked Skeete to win, not like that. I picked Skeete to win just because I think he's a superior boxer, but I didn't expect it to be that one-sided. I gave Edgington 2 rounds, and that was just a case of, that's a close round. Edgington might have won that. There was never a dominant round where Edgington won that round. I wasn't convinced. Whereas Skeete, there's at least 6 or 7 rounds where Skeete's round easily. Like some of the rounds were so embarrassing they could have been 10-8 just from not just from throwing punches, just from dodging and pot shotting and gloves down and making faces. And Skeete kept doing this thing where he kept looking at Edgington's feet, trying to put Edgington off. Like I'm looking at your feet so you can throw a shot. Oh, I'm gone. Oh, see ya. And Sam Edgington was so flat-footed. I can't believe I've not noticed that before.
I don't know if he was flat-footed or Skeete was just moving. His foot was too complex for him. I don't want to take away from Edgington. Edgington was in the fight in terms of he was trying to make the fight and engage, but he could not touch Skeete when Skeete didn't want to touch him. And that was due to great footwork, great balance, great lateral movement, good punch selection. Know what I mean? It was a lot of things.
Now let's talk about the jab.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The jab was fantastic.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to take away.
He double jabbed him about 10 times. It's boom, 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 boom.
I was sitting here, and especially like in the summer, I was just going, oh my gosh. It was just literally like he was literally mugging him.
Yeah, for a fight that someone tweeted, whenever as the champion been mugged like that, and I can't remember a British Commonwealth title fight where the champion in his home patch on his promoter's card has done that. Yeah. Box Nation and Frank Warren right now they should be celebrating, but if I was them, I don't know what contract Bradley Skeete signed up to, but I'd look at that contract and increase the clause in it, because Skeete, yes, he might not have a following, but Skeete's the kind of boxer where I saw Eddie Hearn look at him a couple of times like,
guess what? Skeete is going places. If he gets some matches, he is going places.
Yeah, because there's no difference really than a Skeete and someone. Everyone says, "Oh, he needs a punch," and I get that you can say he needs a punch, but you guys have got to watch the Provodnikov Algieri fight. You don't always need a punch if you've got the skills. You need skills, pay the bills. A lot of people say that. You know, what I mean, you can work on that punch power. You might not. Look, his punch power is not as bad as Paulie Malignaggi. I'm not trying to say he's as skillful as Malignaggi, but you see where I'm going there. You don't necessarily need the oomph.
Yeah.
And he showed yesterday that his jab. It's huge.
Not just his jab, his overall boxing ability.
Beautiful, I loved it.
And it's again,
humbleness.
Yeah, it's humbleness. But also, you've got to look at his ring IQ, you know what I'm trying to say.
Fantastic.
He picked the spots, you know what I mean? That's what you hear a lot, picking spots, you know what I'm trying to say. He knew when to fight. He knew when to walk around. He knew when to pick his spots. And I think it was maybe around 10 or 11. He kind of took a round off where, like, I don't think he lost a round, but he didn't throw that many punches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He picked his spots.
Conserved energy.
Yeah.
Because he knew if you're away from home 10, 11 and you know you've got the other guy in the back foot, you know 12 is going to be hellacious. I'm using that word a lot now.
Yeah. Jim Ross.
Yeah. And I just feel like he conserved. Now, I was shocked that Samengton didn't throw everything out in the 12, to be honest.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. I think he kind of broke his spirit and broke his
seventh.
Yeah, from there he kind of broke his spirit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what can I do? Because I can't beat this guy.
Yeah. One thing I will say, and Frank's really got to get a move on here. Eddie Hearn, post-fight, said that Sam Edgington, there's a chance of him fighting Branca. And he says, Sam Edgington beats the kind of likes of Branca all the time. And I'm thinking, you lost, but you're talking about your guy fighting for European title? Frank, can you get a move on, please? Why is Bradley Skeete not linked with this guy already? You've got to do Eddie Hearn will move and offer good money straight away.
This is going off subject, but related to this. There have been a lot of comments in our boxing basement video. Guys, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Talking about putting the Sky commentary team in the boxing basement and the whole Sky production type value. And it has a valid point overall. I think commentating is always biased, not just on Sky, but on HBO and Showtime and every channel, Box Nation. The commentator is always favoritism to the home type fighter. But last night in Bradley Skeete Sam Edgington, like you said, it was funny that even though it's an Eddie Hearn show, Eddie Hearn, after the fight where Skeete won, interviewed Skeete, interviewed Edgington, interviewed Eddie Hearn about the loser. It was kind of like, well, I know it's your fighter, but I didn't think that was the appropriate time to actually do an interview about his next steps and where he's going. Obviously, you're not going to promote Skeete, obviously because he's with Frank Warren, but it wasn't the right appropriate time. And the commentary team had that fight. The commentary team didn't do justice to the way the fight was going on. Even in the last round, they were saying, no, Edgington's coming on here, Edgington's coming on, and you like, coming on where? Know what I mean? Like, they made it sound like it was a closer fight than what it was.
Yeah, they made it, one of the scorecards are 115, 130, and they made it sound like it could have been that.
Yeah, and what are you talking about?
I love, and they might regret this, they got Paul Smith a couple of times, and Paul Smith was clearly, Skeete's clearly winning this.
Yeah.
And I thought, well done, Paul Smith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't have it like that. And maybe it's just a case of Paul Smith. I don't know that Jim Rawlins ever boxed before. Is it John Rawlins? I'm not sure if he's ever boxed before, but I don't know sometimes if he's seeing what other people were seeing. But Paul Smith clearly was saying it the way it was. So was Jamie Moore as well. So it's good that those guys were around to kind of say, no. Because they're all boxers. You know, boxers are all within the same circle. Boxers don't think of themselves as I'm with Matchroom, I'm with Box Nation. We're all just in a boxing family.
Exactly.
So I think they appreciate it anymore when they see a performance. Where does Skeete go though? What are we looking at Skeete? I looked at it and I thought he's fringe. I think anyone in around the top 15 sort of just below. I think I'd fancy him going against.
As it stands right now, I want to see Skeete in with a level operator, and again around 10-15.
Who? Think of a name for me. Who could Skeete go in against?
So again, even though he's fighting now, I wouldn't mind seeing like an Algieri.
Yeah, that means boxer versus boxer. That'd be tough fight.
I'm trying to say, or even like I wouldn't say someone like Provodnikov because he's a little bit he's a little bit rough. But someone that's going to actually push him. Right now, I see Bradley Skeete is always boxing within his element.
Frankie Gavin rematch?
Nah,
don't want that.
No.
Would he want that? Would he want that after the loss?
He might want it, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's
step back.
Yeah. I want to see someone push Bradley Skeete and see what he's actually got. I think his tool bag's full, and I want to see it.
You think it is?
He looked very, very solid last night. He looked very, very solid. I like the movement. I like the punch selection. I like the ring IQ. I like everything he done. And I'm saying I wouldn't say it's a perfect performance, But in terms of what we've seen from him, it was very, very, very complete.
But the argument,
I want to see what he's got.
The argument will be that Sam Edgington's beat nobody.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's fair enough. But we want
beat a killer.
No, we want to see how good he is. The only way you want to see how good he is by putting him with someone that's actually got skills that you think could show more.
I can't think of another one in my head, but you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't give me someone that he's going to outbox.
You know the funny thing is,
it has to be hard.
I would like to see him in against the people that we're dissing Brook for fighting.
Oh, he was.
No, seriously. Like the way we diss Brook, I'd like to see him against Jojo Dan.
Yeah.
I like to see him against Beezer.
Yeah.
You know, I like to see him against those guys, so we can clearly say this is the level.
I don't want to talk about his credential already in the video, but I think Bradley Skeete will beat those guys. Maybe not about the way Kell Brook, but he will box rings about and around those dudes.
But well done, Bradley Skeete. My man, you have arrived.
Yeah,
you have arrived, and you arrived on Sky Sports. So a lot of people saw it.
Yeah,
a lot of people would have seen that. No disrespect to Box Nation, not dissing. I'm just trying to say the facts. A lot of people would have seen that. Because think about his last fight was in a dinner hall show.
Yeah. The charity event.
The charity event.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go to the US.
US are very.
And let's go quickly with Jesse Vargas versus Saddam.
Didn't watch it, so this is
no, did I?
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't hear it. But Jesse Vargas stopped Saddam Ali. That was
Vargas beat Ali.
Yeah.
Wow, they were very high on Saddam Ali.
Yeah, they were very
high on him.
Yeah. I was disappointed that no one showed that card last night.
Yeah, guys, I think a few guys asked us on Twitter, and I think I phoned you. I think you called me late to try. Yeah, I tried to find it everywhere. Couldn't find it.
There's nowhere. So I had problems getting it this morning. That I saw the Ortiz Jennings, but that was Thompson. That always Thompson. That was bloody hard to find.
Yeah. So thanks for putting it on YouTube for me. That's gonna take me down quick.
Do you watch that girl on the little TV screen?
Yeah, is that what you watched?
That's what I watched as well. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's how much we do to try and find these fights.
Yeah, but well done to Jesse Vargas. Yeah, that's it. Saddam Ali was a top prospect. They were pushing him. He wanted the Timothy Bradley fight. He wanted the Pacquiao fight. Everyone's ducking him. No one wants to fight him. He was saying, and he gets beat up and gets stopped. That's boxing. This is why we keep saying. I'm trying to say you don't give away opportunities.
What do you mean? In what sense? What do you mean by that?
Huh? No, because other fighters don't want to fight. I'm trying to say once you get opportunity for a world title shot, you got to fight.
Oh, okay, in that sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He lost, and I'm trying to say he's a good prospect, he's a good fighter, but you could lose any fight. All I'm trying to say, you've got to get it. That's why people like we mentioned before, like the Peter Quillins and people that we put in the basement, we criticise them. One fight changes your career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Top prospect, now they're going to put him on the build-ups, on the undercard now, and build him back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Alright, let's go to the main event in America. Luis Ortiz. I'm really high on Luis Ortiz, but the heavyweight division has got a real problem now. They have got a real problem. See, like in the movie King Kong, when King Kong escapes and they start getting like the helicopters and the army, everyone's trying to shoot at him because I guess we've got a problem to shut this dude down. That happened last night. I saw a 6'4", 250 pound man use a tremendous jab to the head and the body, fought on the inside when he had to fight on the inside, used tremendous footwork and backpedaled, jumped in with great shots, used the right hand to knock someone down 3 times, mixed it up in every type of scenario. Yeah, I honestly thought I was watching someone at 135 pounds.
I think Luis Ortiz could be our biggest success on Boxtalk. And what I mean by that is that, obviously, I remember our first video when we put him out, I think it was Brian Jennings, might have been a Brian Jennings fight. We got a bit of stick. Yeah. People said, you guys don't know what you're talking about. He hasn't fought no one. And a couple of those guys deleted their comments very quickly. Go back to about a year ago, 18 months ago, I think it was just before the Latif Coyote fight, we were talking about This Week in Boxing, and we said, you need to watch out for this dude, because you're seeing something. I'm telling you right now, Luis Ortiz, is the most complete heavyweight boxer in terms of skill set, I've seen 10, 15 years. Vitaly.
See, Vitaly was complete as well.
Yeah, but I don't think Vitaly had that movement though.
They don't had that movement.
That movement's not normal, bro.
But Vitaly's movement was very also calculated, and because he had that wide stance, he got in and out really quick, but it weren't deft movement. And I'm trying, it weren't it was unorthodox.
Luis Ortiz, put it simply, is a big problem.
He's a serious problem.
He's a big problem.
He's a
and I've said it. We have a problem.
No, they need to get the helicopters and
the only good thing about Luis Ortiz right now is that he's with Golden Boy Promotions, and Oscar will open the bank account to get fights for him, because they're going to have to fight him. And honestly, people said, "Oh, Tyson Fury, he knocks him out." I'm sorry, guys, he knocks him out. He knocks Tyson Fury out.
Did you see what Luis Ortiz done last night? Seriously, no joke, yeah, no joke. And I'm not saying Tom Jones is a killer anymore, because Tom Jones was not in the best shape.
Yeah,
he is 44, but I mean, what he done last night, and I'm trying to say, yeah, rate a performance out of 10. In terms of boxing, forget opponent, in terms of boxing and attributes,
9. It's a 9.
You can't give it less than a 9.
You can't. You can't.
It was flawless.
You can't. You can't.
And I mean, like I said, people say I'm going over the top, but in terms of boxing, that was a lighter fighter.
No, I know what you mean, and look, I watched him spar a couple times. I watched him hit the bags, and I still feel like I have to kind of remind myself that I am watching a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Doing that, and I'm thinking, but you're moving so fleet-footed, dude.
Yeah.
How you moving like this?
Did you see the times when Thompson threw a jab or threw punching, Ortiz kind of just double step back, double step forward?
Seeing it in slow motion.
Yeah, like double step forward. It's like he was always in range, but he was always out of range.
I guess that kind of breaks that myth about Cuban heavyweights.
Yeah.
Because right now we have a Cuban heavyweight that has shown that with the amateur pedigree, which they've always had, bringing it to the pro game and getting better training, better nutrition.
Yeah. I mean, seriously,
problem.
It is a serious problem. It is a serious problem.
Ustinov's next. Another tall guy, he's going to get smashed to pieces. I'll tell you now, he can't move like that. He'll get hurt early, and then good luck to the rest of them. You know, one thing I will say, Tyson Fury's got this kind of really good angled lateral movement as well, but he doesn't throw with bad intentions.
Yeah.
This guy has got all that, and
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, no one's going to tell me Tyson Fury's a heavy puncher like that. You don't think of him like that.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
But you think of him as a good puncher, obviously, because he's a heavyweight, he's a big guy, but you don't think of him as, oh my god, if he hits you, it's out.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz hits you, you might get up, you ain't getting up a lot.
Yeah, trust me. We're very, very, very impressed.
Very impressed. It's just a shame, because I think you could chuck Luis Ortiz back into that 80s and 90s mix, and I'd love to see him fight those guys in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
No, but that's
I love that.
Okay.
These were the only ones I could say, go in there, you're in the wrong era, my man.
So I tell you what, like, when I look at other great fighters, I said of the 90s, and I'm trying 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, they were great fighters and they had heart. Like, let's look at Holyfield, had heart and determination and was gritty and was smart. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about boxing.
It's a good point. It's a good point you make.
You get what I'm trying to
say?
Yeah, Ortiz is a boxer.
Yeah.
And I mean, like a proper boxer. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm trying to say that Tyson had the punch or Lewis was using the perfect jab. Ortiz has the attributes of every single person. He's a complete fighter.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy.
Unfortunately, the problem with boxing right now is that great performance is going to hold him back. Yeah. Because now you're thinking, oh man, you're not going to, like in my head, can I really see him fighting Tyson Fury?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Can I see him fighting Wilder?
Never.
Never. Joshua?
Never.
You know, Charles Martin, if Charles Martin gets a result? Martin might. If Martin wins, he might fight. Martin might. But he's the only one. I can't see any of the heavyweights fighting him.
We said Lucas Browne just won the WBA. He said will fight anyone. He would not. After what Chagaev could outbox him. Okay, wait a minute. Put this in perspective. Older, portly, out of shape Chagaev still could put on a good boxing lesson. Compare Chagaev's boxing to Luis Ortiz's boxing.
You can't.
You get what I'm trying to say, yeah? It's a different sort of level. Yeah. Let's go to the big news of the week. Monday, Khan Canelo presser in London. More of a presser worldwide. Well done to Golden Boy and Amir Khan's team for putting on a huge event. Fan expo, fan meet and greet. Lots of people got to see Oscar De La Hoya, got pictures, got Saul Canelo, Saul Khan. All the talk back and forth. Very, very good show. But I did come away from that looking at a couple of elements. I was surprised Amir Khan actually looked bigger than Canelo.
Bigger in what sense?
In terms of taller and as broad.
Nah.
Amir Khan...
Never as broad. No.
Canelo is thicker person, i.e. thicker legs, thicker belly, thicker shoulder. But in frame, actual frame, I was surprised.
I don't think he's thicker, broad, wider. No, I'll be shocked.
No, when I say okay, in in terms of width, as in shoulder length, like that. Canelo's thicker, as in girth. But I'm saying Amir Khan is not much smaller.
He's not. He's not going to be though.
Huh?
I wouldn't expect him to be.
Right?
Because there's not much difference in weight here. You know, we're talking 8 pounds. I mean, that's not. It's not 25 or 30 pounds. It's not. You know, Ryan's got a friend called Nick. It's not me to Nick. Do you know what I mean? There's not that much difference. It's almost like me to you sometimes. Whatever me and you do in terms of weight, I don't think there's that much difference. You know?
Yeah.
I was shocked about the height. I was shocked about the height.
Yeah,
people have been telling Porkies about heights.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Amir Khan ain't tall. So that means get me to Canelo. It's a small guy.
Yeah. You know? That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, it's one of those ones there where it's like,
why do fighters lie about height so much?
I do not know.
What is it?
Fighters always lie. Every fighter I've met, so I said they're 6'2", yeah, well 90% of them, I'm taller than by about an inch or two. And I am 6'2". You know what I mean? Even they had, no disrespect to Bradley Skeete and his great performance, they got Bradley Skeete down at 6'1".
He's not 6'1".
You sent a picture of me and Bradley Skeete, I've got at least 3-4 inches on Bradley Skeete.
Bradley Skeete's my height. He's not 6'1".
If that.
Yeah, he's not 6'1". Yeah,
no, I mean,
it's strange that is.
It's weird.
What I will say about that performance, going off subject a bit, about the presser, it almost felt a bit refreshing for a big British fight not to have Matchroom or Box Nation there. I don't know what it is. It felt like, let's see how something can be done differently.
Yeah.
And it felt, you know what it felt? It felt like British boxing, or Khan is bringing, I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but with Golden Boy there and Oscar, kind of feel like, man, they should be over here more. Like, why is the lure always to go to the States?
Yeah.
Can we get some of these guys over here more? Do you know what I mean? It just felt really, really good to see Oscar De La Hoya on these shores. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Promoting a fight.
So I tell you what, I think, again, going off subject, but it's kind of ties together. Like I said, it's refreshing when you see something new on the British shores. Cause I think the British boxing TV model is a little stale. Yeah. Over in Europe, they do a lot of concerts before fights. In America, they do concerts before fights in music. In UFC, they done
Sinead O'Connor.
No, don't touch that. I didn't see that. But they had DMX doing
yeah, I see that.
I saw the whilst I hip hop, they done DMX doing the voiceover.
Yeah.
They were just trying new things. I don't think British TV try new things.
British TV is as stale as you can get.
No, seriously, they don't
boxing.
try new things.
It's so bloody boring. They really need to up the ante. It's almost got a bit boring now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even liking the. Anyway, it's just got boring.
No.
At least Dave tried with the DJ coming out.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying DMX is like a great speaker for boxing or MMA or whatever, but it's just trying it. Did it work? Did it don't work? Let's try it. Concerts, did it work? Don't work? Let's try it. You know what I mean? I prefer the actual fights. I don't care about the glitz and glamour, but it adds to the entertainment value of a show what you're selling. You want to go to a show, or if you watch something on TV, you're there to be entertained. Yeah, giving something that's going to entertain the general public or the casual fans helps the sport. Saying, here you go. You know what I mean? Let me give a shout out to Marcus Byfield who sent me this question, which is a very interesting point. He said last week's pay-per-view coming to Frampton Quick was not pay-per-view quality. I understand that the fights were matched well and they were good fights, but when you're paying money on top of your subscription and your Box Nation, you're paying an extra 15 quid for these fights. He said, look at it right now. Since November, we had Tyson Fury Klitschko pay-per-view. December, we had Joshua White pay-per-view. February, pay-per-view. Yeah? Then we're going to get Joshua Martin in 5 weeks' time, pay-per-view. And Tyson Fury Klitschko, most probably end of April, beginning of May, pay-per-view. A trend is showing now where Sky has gone back and Matchroom into this pay-per-view. That's 5 pay-per-views in 7 months.
Oh wow.
If you add them all together, that's 5 pay-per-views in 7 months. On top of your additional subscription and any other pay-per-views you buy.
It's a tough one. I do think I didn't hear many people moaning about Frampton Quick as a pay-per-view. If I'm honest, I don't remember. I remember the uproar about Bellew Cleverly. I don't remember anyone moaning about this one being a pay-per-view.
He won't money at pay-per-view. He's not paying money about the pay-per-view. He's saying that there's too many of these coming up right now. You're looking, like I said, a pay-per-view every month, basically.
But does that not then correlate to meaning that we're getting big fights?
No.
Ain't that what we want?
we want big fights, yeah. But if you get into the habit of putting every fight that is considered marquee on pay-per-view, then you're going to get the old market we used to have, which actually killed. Remember, Sky actually cancelled the pay-per-view segment for a couple of years because it got oversaturated, it got killed. We're already predicting that within the next 5 to 8 weeks, there's going to be another 2 pay-per-views.
All right, see, of those 6 events that were pay-per-views, or the 7 events that are pay-per-views, which one of those do you think isn't pay-per-view? Or that isn't warranted as a pay-per-view event?
I think all of them had merit to be pay-per-view.
Yeah.
In terms of where the fights were.
Yeah.
But some cards were clearly better than other cards. The Joshua White card was stacked. Yeah, we had good fights on that on that card. The Klitschko Fury card was not really all that.
Had to be pay-per-view though.
But it was pay-per-view, obviously.
Had to be.
Yeah, heavyweight title, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, big fight. I enjoyed the Frampton Quigg card. I thought all the fights were well matched and it was a good card, but there was 0 star power on it besides Frampton Quigg compared to the Joshua White card. Yeah? And that was the same type of money. I don't think the salary of Quigg and Frampton equals all the salaries of those guys that were on the match on the Joshua card.
100% agree with that, yeah. So you don't think that should be pay-per-view?
I'm just saying you've got to look at it. And, when you're being analytical about things, you've got to compare it to its peers. Yeah? Again, without even having an undercard announced, we already know Joshua White's pay-per-view.
Joshua
Martin's pay-per-view. We know that, and the card's not even being announced.
Yeah.
And we also know Fury Clips is going to be pay-per-view. Yeah, and so you're already scheduling pay-per-view dates without guaranteeing the value of the card.
What I will say to Marcus Byfield, and the point he made, I think they're all pay-per-view events, I'll be honest with you, but I think the point he's making, which is a very good point, is that Sky have slowly but surely just sneak pay-per-view back in, under the carpet, and without even kind of like showing us, like everything's now pay-per-view, do you know what I mean? And I think people have got to realise how they've done this, because look, Froch Butte wasn't pay-per-view. Yeah. You know what I mean? Froch versus Butte wasn't Froch Groves weren't pay-per-view. And they've done it such now where if Froch Butte and Froch Groves were now in today's mold, they'll be pay-per-view. So they've slowly but surely sneaked them back in.
Just came to my head. If Sky get Khan Canelo,
that's pay-per-view.
That's going to be pay-per-view as well.
Will Sky get that?
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think ITV might get that, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying, but you get my point though. There's a trend growing here.
Yeah, and the worst thing is, like you say, you're already paying a subscription fee for your Sky. Do you know what I mean? And you know what it is? If we were getting fantastic free fights, I don't think you'd moan too much. Yeah. But the free fights aren't fantastic in terms of big matchups anymore.
When Sky cancelled their pay-per-view after the David Haye, Audley Harrison, I think it was.
Yeah, the Fraudley.
Yeah. We were getting, like you said, all the Froch fights, all the other marquee fights that were coming on were all just standardly on Sky, and Froch was still getting a huge pay packet. Yeah. Yeah? The money is there to generate this. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that I never noticed it, because I'm just paying, as a boxing fan, I'm just paying. But when you look at it though, like I said, November, December, February, April and May,
it's a lot.
All pay-per-view. Yeah? Lot. That's a lot.
No, I agree, it's a hell of a...
Browne Wigan this week said Carl Frampton is the best fighter from Ireland ever. Do you think Browne McGregor is sorry? Do you think Browne McGregor is getting a little excited?
Yeah.
Or do you? I mean, the best fighter from Ireland ever.
Yeah, it's just it's the short memory thing. We all have it.
Yeah.
This weird short memory where, oh my god, the best footballer ever. Oh no, the best basketball player ever. You know, I hear it a lot now with a lot of sports. You know what I mean? It's strange how that works actually. We very have short memories, but no, he's not the best Irish fighter ever.
Yeah.
He's in the conversation of could potentially be, but he's nowhere near the top of some of those Irish fighters. Nowhere near. No way. What? Because you beat Scott Quigg?
You beat Scott Quigg.
Do you mean you beat Scott Quigg? So now you're your resume says Scott Quigg and Kiko Martinez. You're the best ever. Am I missing something? Is that what it takes nowadays?
I read it. Yeah, I read the article and I kind of like I didn't even absorb it. I didn't even want to think about it. I said like it's not even worth thinking about. And Frampton's a very good fighter. He's a very good fighter. But I didn't have to sit down and wait a minute. maybe not. I just like, yeah, right.
You know,
I didn't
let's not forget the wars that Steve Collins had with Ben and Eubank.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Let's not discount them as others.
I'm not saying look at Wayne McCulloch as well.
You know
what I mean? Right. Yeah. Particularly with Frampton, quickly. We missed this last week on the show because we filmed early in the morning before it was announced. But Quigg had a broken jaw, and fought on. So we got pulled up on that a couple of times. And people say we didn't mention that. So yeah, poor Quigg.
yeah, but I think someone said it kind of was from. I actually remember the uppercut that did it, by the way. But I think it was from round 5 onwards.
Yeah.
So what I still said to that person, I said, okay, but that doesn't discount what he done from rounds 1 to 4. Yeah. Which was nothing. There was no broken jaw then. But you know, courageous effort for that. But I guess it does show Frampton does have punch power. They talk about he doesn't have much punch power. Yeah. Clearly does. But yeah, for him to carry on, I'm shocked though because he even done an interview after. Yeah. And it didn't seem like I remember when Ricky Burns done an interview, he could barely talk. Yeah.
I think it's how it's broken. I think there's the difference between being fractured
and completely broken
and dislocated.
Oh,
there's different. When you say a broken jaw, it's not working, but it doesn't specify what injury actually it is.
Because I remember Victor Ortiz couldn't even.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. See, that was dislocated.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. So it's different. Yeah. All right then. Well done for sticking Canelo in the boxing basement. Because this week he said I had to make concessions for the Miguel Cotto fight and the Mayweather fight. I'm not going up. If GG wants to fight me, it's at 155. This is even after the WBC mandated them that they have to fight after this current fight, and their rules state the fight has to be at 160. Canelo is still making statements to avoid GGG.
I don't know what to say. I mean, and if anyone dares compares it to Cotto, then you've obviously not been watching boxing. Canelo has been fighting at 154 for at least 7 years. I know he started as a kid, but he's been 154. So you naturally, easily can do the 160. Easily. It's not a problem.
And this guy who has not made 154 for how many years now?
This is it. So you obviously clearly are struggling at the weight. You're clearly struggling at the weight. And finally you get a challenge, it's a bit scary. It's like, oh no, he has to come down. Yeah. Get out of it.
I really thought...
You have a belt around your waist that says you're the 160 champ.
I really thought, when just before you fought Mayweather, they were pushing Canelo as like the future. And I said it before on the show.
I was on the bandwagon.
Yeah, so I thought they were pushing down our throats a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you said that, yeah.
Remember I said I thought they were pushing us down our throats a bit, yeah? And then, after the Mayweather fight, I always look at the positives as well, look at the positive and negatives. And I took out the Mayweather fight saying, guess what, he was young, experienced, but he tried to stay on the front foot, he tried that. He's got potential, you know what I mean, yeah? He can move forward and everything. And he's got Oscar behind him, he's got the Mexican heritage. I thought, by proving he wanted to fight Mayweather at such a young age, he had a desire to be great. I.e. like the Oscars, De La Hoyas, i.e. like the Bernard Hopkins, the will to fight anyone and everyone in your division because you've got the will to fight. You fought Mayweather at his peak. You chose that fight. Yeah? And then he starts pulling this. Very disappointed because you're young enough, skillful enough, and you were ambitious enough to actually say I'm going to try to be potentially to be great. Now that can't happen for me.
Oh yeah, you've gone for me. You've gone. You're off it now. I mean, I like certain fighters, and I did like you, but yeah, you're gone. You're gone. No, honestly, you're done. I'm done with you. I'm genuinely done with you because then you pick calm. You can't go. You've gone completely the other spectrum. You've gone away from a killer at 160, a machine, a wrecking machine, to Amir Khan at 147. You've asked him to come up and wait. And right now, from all the photos I'm saying about Amir Khan, looks pudgy. Yeah. All the photos people have been sending us on Twitter, Amir Khan looks very pudgy, trying to put on this weight.
I thought he looked in good shape for a guy that's not in shape. Do you not make sense?
No.
When you're not carrying excess weight, but you're not ripped, you're not cut, but you're just normal.
Ryan, it's not. He's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
It's a professional athlete. If I took my top off and looked like that, you said, "Oh, I know you this gym thing, you rubbish, or you've been eating crap."
But
I don't get paid for this.
Yeah, but you go gym 5 days a week.
But I don't get paid for this.
Yeah.
I go gym for vanity.
Let me tell you this about Canelo. I will say this about Canelo, and this is what I'm scared of. I don't like boxing divas. Yeah, and when people start counting themselves bigger and better than the sport. I've criticised Mayweather for it. I've criticised Pacquiao for it. I've criticised everyone that's done it, basically. Yeah, you know that already. If Canelo is talking like this, and he's only 24 years old or 25 years old, and we've got another potential 10 years of Canelo fights, and he's already saying, I have to make concessions, I do that. His ego has gone right out the window.
You know, it's not his ego that's the problem. It's boxing that's the problem, because boxing no longer has that many stars. So now, when you do get one, which Golden Boy has, which is Golden Boy's only got one star. You know what I mean? Louis Ortiz has
not started yet.
Golden Boy has one. So it's almost like, well, I control this. You know what I mean? I'm doing my. You know, he's got Oscar that's clearly still on the whites. Clearly still on the whites.
I saw that on Twitter.
Clearly is. He's all over the place. Oscar, he's all over the place, mate. So he controls the show at Golden Boy. If he was at Al Heyman, I don't think he could do this.
No, he couldn't. Seriously, if you have 2 fights a year for the next 10 years, which is 20 fights, who are you going to get in good competitive fights with that type of attitude? I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I'm not doing this, I'm the A side, I'm the A side. Same if I said about Quick a few weeks ago, so about Frampton, A side, A side, A side, A side, A side. Come on now, you need to slow it down.
Yeah, but at least the fight happened.
Yeah, these fight, no, I'm just saying.
This GGG Canelo is not happening.
No,
I can't see it ever happening, by the way. I think it's just now a fear. When you're scared of, you're scared.
Yeah. Oscar said something along the line that the fight could take a few years to build. All that means, the way into GGG gets 38 years old. Yeah. That's what it means. He's 35 now. Then when he's 30, they say, oh, it's a great fight, it's a big fight, and GGG passed his prime.
Well, they tried that with Hopkins.
Yeah.
He was never passed. They tried the same thing with Hopkins. Let him get a bit old, they said.
Yeah. Ricky Burns is gonna get a WBA title shot at 140 against a guy called Michel Di Rocco for the vacant WBA belt.
Why is it vacant?
Not sure.
WBA belt? Why is
remember the WBA have regulars, so they must be.
It's one of those. Okay, I get you.
Ricky Burns done good against Figueroa. And I think he raised his stock in that fight. But is Ricky Burns the same? Figueroa's not the same fight he was previously, but does it warrant getting a world title shot? No, I mean, are we giving out world title shots for what? Because what have you done for me lately? Nah, exactly. What are we giving world title shots for? Because he was a world titleist before, and give him another go. He deserves it's not how it should work. There are a line. Get to the back of the queue. Start again if you lost. Unfortunately, Ricky Burns doesn't look good. He's looked good in one of his last 6 fights. Beltran beat him. Crawford beat him. Then he got smoked by that guy I'd never heard of. What's that guy's name again? Got dropped in the first round. Can't remember. He's not looked good for a long time. I like Ricky Burns as a person, as a human being, and everything. But I'm sorry, favoritism has to go out the window. There's other guys that deserve 140 chances. You know what I mean? Similar to what we say about Adrian Broner. But Adrian Broner brings a lot more to the table than Ricky Burns. Do you know what I mean? Remember, Adrian Broner is a title at 140 as well. I would hate to see Adrian Broner and Ricky Burns now. That fight was supposed to be big. That fight was supposed to be big a few years ago. Remember that at 135. If they fought now, and I'm not high on Broner, but that style of Broner is nightmares for this version of Ricky Burns. Trust me. Just a quick one to keep in mind. You said, what have you done for me lately? When we design a new Boxtalk t-shirt, we need to put some logos on them. We've got Smoke and Mirrors. We've got Be Fair to Boxing. Now we got What Have You Done For Me Lately. You know what I do like? Which one? This is Ryan, this is Ade. Hello, my name's Ryan, this is Ade. You don't be surprised, random ones. My name's Ryan, this is Ade. But we've got a few logos now. Smoke and Mirrors is a good one. Smoke and Mirrors is bro, that's boxing today, bro. Trust me. Joseph Parker and Carlos Takam is very, very close to being signed. We've been asking for Parker to step up. This is a step up. It's so close to being signed that they've agreed on drug testing and everything, all kind of done and dusted. It basically seems we're just waiting for the press conference. Very good fight, and in terms of interest in this, I can't wait to see that. I'm nowhere near as high as you are on Parker, by the way. I know you. But I am high on Takam. Takam's a very good operator. Comes to fight, strong, small for a heavyweight. Not small in terms of thickness and weight. Probably gets on the scales big, but in terms of stature, he looks about 6 foot. Which unfortunately, in modern day heavyweights, it's just too small. But this will be a good step up for Parker. He's been calling out for names. He's had
bloody 110 fights fighting nobodies. So let's see what he does.
No, it'll be good because the potential heavyweight run recently, we had a lot of guys saying they're going to be top 10 and not really proving it. We had Joshua, who was floating around. We had Parker. We had Charles Martin. We had what's the what's that Henry? What's the one in America that beat Thingy recently? Oh, well, he got tired more than anything. What's his name? The tall basketball-looking player. Dominic Brazzelli.
Who's
the other one as well? The other one, the Mexicans, the Mexican Puerto Rican, Andy Ruiz.
Okay, yeah.
So you had a few names out there. Now, out of those few names, you got, looks like Parker stepped up. Obviously, Joshua and Martin stepped up. Yeah. You're getting this younger talent trying to get into the top 10 now. Yeah, which brings fire to the division. The Muhammad Ali exhibition has now opened at the O2. So guys, you can go there and check it out. I'll definitely go in the next week or so.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop down as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Muhammad Ali in the country?
No, his wife's here. She said Ali should come over. Might come over once it gets warmer over here.
Oh, well, we're coming over then.
Summertime.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the exhibition's on for a while. I think it's on for like a good 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Good 3-4 rounds. But it's at the O2. So
is it free?
I don't know. I don't mind if it's free or not free, but yeah, I'm definitely going. But I saw some pictures over there. They've got lots of memorabilia and a lot of items there. So I think any boxing fan that's within the London area, I think should go check it out for sure.
Yeah, even if you're not in the London area.
Yeah. No, true. Yeah, it's good to travel like a day trip.
Ali, yeah,
it's a day trip, but you know, I haven't seen the experience. So I don't know how good it is, but for us, it's around the corner. So, last few bits quickly. Broner versus Theophane is now being fully officially announced. Press conference all went off last week. Yeah. Broner said a couple reckless statements like always. But I think it's a good fight.
Yeah. I actually know Theophane. Yeah. London boy. Through or not, I don't know him. I know him through someone, but I wish him good luck in this fight. It's a shame it's not being really talked about by the British media. He is a British boxer. Yes, he based himself in America, but he's still a British boxer. I think he held the British lightweight title. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah. So it's a shame it's not getting much broadcast because this is a big fight. It's a very big fight in America. America making it a big thing. Floyd Mayweather's in the middle again doing his thing. We've got Rick Ross in the background. Yeah. And Broner again doing Broner. Love him or like him, a guy knows how to sell a fight, knows how to promote himself. Everyone's wearing their AB tracksuits. I thought they were quite cool, the AB tracksuits.
I see you like the Crusher one as well.
The Kovalev hoodie. How sick did that look?
Yeah, look good. Final bit of news, and we're not going to get into too much because we're going to actually make a discussion about it this week. Conor McGregor statements on Floyd Mayweather. I will fight him in a boxing match if the offer was right. And come see me, basically, if you feel you want to do this. What do you think of that, briefly, because we're going to talk about it on another video? Stupid. I mean, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best boxers of all time. Conor McGregor is not a boxer. Conor McGregor is a mixed martial artist, which means you have some boxing skill because you have to learn a skill. But it pretty much means you are, you know what it is? You know, even in MMA, some of the MMA guys go into the World Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and don't do very well. No. Yeah.
Because that shows that they are, at best, B or D level.
They're competent at the skill.
At every little skill. You know what I mean? Don't worry, some of them are Olympic gold wrestlers, you know. Henry Cejudo's an Olympic gold medalist wrestler and he's going to fight. And Daniel Cormier got a silver or bronze, I can't remember. I think Verdun won the Jiu-Jitsu championship as well. Yeah, same as BJ Penn. Yeah. But that means they're just very good. One of a few. Yeah, at all their aspects. Conor McGregor in a boxing match with Floyd would get smashed in about... If he was fighting the Floyd of younger, he would get smashed in a round. Floyd of older might give him a couple of rounds. Yeah. But it's a different level sport. Floyd would murder him. I like Conor McGregor. Floyd would annihilate him. Yeah. It's like Floyd going into an MMA fight. It wouldn't happen. No, it wouldn't happen at all. Okay, let's leave it at that because we're going to do it. We're going to do a video for it this week, so we'll leave it at that. But that's it for the news this week. Weren't too much, I don't think. So Ryan says, but no, we had to kind of shorten these videos down a bit because they were taking people. Yeah, no. Last week we filmed for over 2 hours 20 minutes. Yeah. All right. Fights next week. Who have we got next week? This is supposed to be oh yeah, Derek Matthews. Derek Matthews is fighting. Yeah, Flanagan. Derek Matthews next week. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think who was on the undercard of that fight.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Tete.
Regondo.
Yeah,
Regondo.
Dickens.
Yeah. And Tete. I'm sure Tete's fighting as well.
Tete's on that card.
So
Not a very good card from Frank Warren. Very good card. It's one of those cards where as much as the main event sells, the undercard sells as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be interested in watching the Regondo fight.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, the undercard sells as well. I definitely feel that I would be treating at least 2 of those fights on the card as a main event.
Yeah. Very interested to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
As Crawler, very quickly, has Crawler been announced to fight that guy?
Brisario.
Yeah. Is that done?
They've talked about it. I saw a couple of things about it this week, but nothing official yet.
Okay. Alright, there you go, guys. That's this week in boxing. Quick one. Well, quick-ish compared to what we've been doing recently.
Yeah.
Last week was like literally an hour, 17 minutes. So can you imagine how long that was at the start before editing and chopping a few bits out?
Chopped out an hour.
I chopped out about an hour. Honestly, we talked for that long. But hopefully this isn't as long. I guess we can end on the fact that I don't mind. You know why? I got this for free.
I know you got it for free. I've been a bit of a spoil sport here. No, I mean, because you got a bottle, I have to get a bottle as well. That's it.
And you have to go and buy a better bottle than I've got. It's all good.
Some people do have him. No, I mean.
But guys, Ortiz, the real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal King Kong. Will he fight someone? I'm not sure, but regardless, we have a heavyweight guy out here that is a mean looking machine. And right now, can't see many people stopping the heavyweight division. If we're wrong, tell us. Name the few names. If we're wrong, tell us. Well, I can't see anyone stopping him in the heavyweight division.
No, for the next 18 months, there's a serious problem.
Yeah, unless serious problem. Unless nothing.
Yeah.
Unless nothing. Let's say if AJ gets super better in 18 months.
No one is gonna trouble this dude unless you catch him cold.
Yeah,
and knock him out with a single shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in serious trouble.
Yeah. Houston, we have a problem, as we say. But guys, thanks for, as usual, remember, subscribe, tweet, share the video on all your social media profiles, and thanks a lot. Peace.